Okay, first time to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Al-Shah, Bashim Kalkudash. I'm going to give double honor to elders, apostles, and teachers, great millstones, for learning the truth. Now say Shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. And I'm gonna go through this question that I asked ChatGPT or Gemini, because not ChatGPT is a different chat model. But it says, how destructive are data centers? And data centers seem to be the new big thing with, you know, the uptick in the need for resources as Esau develops his, artificial intelligence and whatnot. And if you've been paying attention, because we've been saying this, that with Esau, with every new invention that the so-called white man has created, death and destruction has ensued. With the whole industrialization thing. Now you have tons of people being poisoned and shit, and that was even back then. Extreme unsafe working conditions, people being poisoned, people being fucking overworked, niggas getting destroyed with machines, fucking arms cut off and shit. But as you've been moving through these industrial revolutions, you've had more and more damage that's been done to the earth. And within the span of about, let's say, maybe 300 to 500 years, maybe not even that long, with with the invention of Esau's machinery and whatnot, probably 2, 3, maybe 400 years. I don't know the exact time frame when the first industrial revolution happened. But within that time frame, the so-called white man has caused, I won't say irreparable damage, but it's getting to that point. But he's caused a lot, and I don't really have the vernacular or the correct term for it, but he caused a lot of damage to the earth. As when you take a look at all of human history, there's been no other age in human history or time period or kingdom that has done the amount of damage to the earth that the so-called white man has, and within the amount of time that he has, in such a short span amount of time. And this is why we say, one of the reasons why we say we need to get out of here, because, when you think about it, we talk about the food being poisoned and how food is supposed to be something that's that heals you, that provides, a source of energy for you. So it can be enjoyable as well, but all of the food is poisoned and polluted. And when you go into these data centers here, they cause environmental, not only will they, fucking keep you up at night, but they cause a lot of environmental damage as well. But, there is this woman that was actually talking about how poles were, these different places, they were prime real estate for, these data centers to be placed. And there were different instances where poles were taken from the people that were living there, whether or not they wanted the data centers there, and people pretty much said no. But Esau's going to put that shit there anyway. He's going to figure out a way to put it there anyway. He's going to give you incentives or whatever. But when you go into all of those things, whether it's philosophy, whether his inventions, machinations, his various plans, everything he's ever created has resulted in death. And that's not something that we just make up. That's an actual fact. I'm just going to run through this really quickly because it's a little lengthy. So here's a look at the data behind the digital cloud. Energy consumption and carbon emissions. Talks about, greenhouse gases and global warming. Well, when you go into global warming, they say, you need to not eat meat, farting cows and shit. Well, we've had cattle. America's only been on the earth for about 250 years. And we've had cattle and animals and cows way longer than that. Yet for some crazy ass fucking reason, now the cattle is causing uptick in carbon emissions. During the first pandemic, I think it was in California or a city in California. When that city had shut down, the pollution had dropped. Pollution levels dropped significantly. But when everything opened back up, the shit went right back up. So if that's not a clue as to what the problem is, and I don't know, like if you can't see that, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But it says, this uses a lot of electricity because it needs to be run, 24/7. Water consumption. It uses and pollutes a lot of fucking water to keep the shit from overheating. Right now, local strain on the local communities. Land use and e-waste, because these different there's going to constantly be upgrades in technology, and obviously you have machines that need to be replaced and shit, and if it's not recycled or disposed of properly, which you take a look at how Esau disposed of shit, he just throws it into the fucking environment. There's that environmental pollution. Oil, for another example, I was looking this up a few months ago about how if a plane has too much gas or some shit, they'll just dump it in the fucking ocean, dumping plastic and all types of pollutants in the water that shouldn't be in there. And this is something that we constantly talk about, but people act like that it's not happening, it doesn't affect them until some shit like this happens, and now you can't sleep. Or I don't know, your water is fucking poison or some shit like that. But this is why the Lord, we hasten the coming of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because all of you people who don't want the Heavenly Father to come back, you all are just evil fucking demons who want to continue to. You literally only want to continue indulging in wickedness. That's the only way you wouldn't want the Heavenly Father to come back. And that's why we say how all of you are going to fucking die screaming. Because you'd rather sacrifice everything, not just the world, but yourself, your family, and your loved ones, if it meant you could be fucking demons and rainbow warriors. There's a ton of fucked up shit that they do that they consider to be good, but in reality it's not. For example, these data centers, they think this is a good thing, but in fact it's destroying the ecosystem, which you need an ecosystem to survive. They say, hey, let's fuck over and poison and oppress our own people. They think that's a good thing to replace their people with robots. To use people to build up the robots, to build up the companies, but then to use the robots to replace the people. And now throw niggas out on their ass. They think that's a good thing to fucking, like what Trump is doing. This nigga is over here. He stole, I'm trying to remember, but I think it was like a couple millions of fucking gallons of oil from Iran. They think it's a good thing to be the hammer of the whole earth. To just go around crushing every fucking thing and destroying everybody. And then saying they can do it because they can. To send economic hitmen to other nations. They think that's a good fucking thing. They think, and what's that Edomite? What's that son that got fucking smote under the fifth rib? That Edomite was talking about how they freed slaves and shit. Which, it's funny, and because he glossed over all of the other shit that they did to our people, but they say, hey, we freed the slaves. Well, we would have never needed to be freed if you didn't put your fucking hands on us. And he said that all they did was bring our people over and put us to work. Well, there's a wide divide between merely putting somebody to work and torturing the absolute shit out of them for over 300 years. But he missed a lot. He missed a lot, but they think that they're good people. They genuinely think that the evil that they do is good. They think that they're good people, that they're good, righteous people for so-called freeing the slaves. Which they did, which he did, what's that nigga, Honest Abe, didn't even mean to do that bullshit when when you actually research it. I might have to come back with a part 2 to this video. Well, I'm stop quick 2 and 4. Behold, soldiers lifted up. It's not up right in, but the just shall live by his faith. 2 and 5, 8. Also because he transgressed. I'm on the fucking curb. He transgressed by wine. He's a proud man, which is his doctrine, his philosophy. He's a proud man, which neither keepeth at home, Lord desires hell. And it says death and cannot be satisfied, gathers all nations, heapeth unto him all people. And it says he is his death. And you take a look at the way that, once again, everything that he's created, it produces nothing but death. Sooner or later, whether it's, for example, sexual revolution. What did that do? Here in 2026, families gone, finished. No more fucking families. All and even when you go into the way in which family is supposed to be ordered, the way he did it wasn't even right anyway. So that shit was doomed to fucking fail. But once again, food, the brain, the minds of the people, the average American is a complete fucking useless moron. No survival skills whatsoever. Done. But I'm going to have to come back with a part 2 of this. Shalom.